I'm glad you asked. Because I actually have a brochure, a You Can Have It All brochure.
Okay.
And this is really cool because the company actually provides these for us.
Oh, great.
So we don't have to make anything up. And it outlines just what our company's about, our mission, which I think is really important. It really centers on women, helping women. Some of our products, we have a unique product line that no other company carries called Romantic Therapy. And we just came out this month with a green tea scent. So now we have plumeria and green tea, which is really exciting. A lot of training and support. We have conference calls, both company-wide and team-wide.
Do you have to pay for that?
Nope, it's all free training.
Okay.
When you get started, you'll get, DVD and other materials. We have a product manual.
Okay.
Pretty much, you can come into this business knowing not a thing about the products or the business and still be successful.
Okay.
If you utilize our training and support system.
Okay.
Different ways that you can earn money, sales, doing parties, recruiting other consultants, stuff like that. So there's a lot of different options. These are the different levels in the company that we can go over later. I just wanted to give you an outline of the brochure. Okay. And then here's our kits. So this is what it takes to get started. We have a starter kit. It's $100. It gives you about $250 in product, and it gives you a 25% commission off everything you made, everything you sold. Okay. So if you sold $100, you would make $25. The good thing about this kit is that people who really want to get started and don't have the money to get started, they can get this kit. It's $100. The downfalls are this kit actually only has one toy in it. It has a lot of our other sensual products, but a lot of people want to show the toys. So that's one thing that's not so great about it. And then it starts you off with a lower buying discount, a lower commission, but you can work up to a bigger commission. Okay. The second one is actually the one that I would say 99% of people start with. It's the $250 kit. It gives you about $700 in product and gives you a 40% commission. Okay. Then we have a larger kit. It's $450. It gives you about $1,100 in product, 40% commission. I actually don't recommend buying the bigger kit. It's a lot of stuff, but it's not necessarily all our best-selling products. Okay. So if somebody comes to me and they said, I have $450, I really want more stuff, what I recommend is buying the $200 kit and then spending $200 on getting some higher end toys. Okay. Because neither kit has like our $100, $150 toys in it, which I think they're really good to show in your kit, but it's not necessary. Okay. We do actually have a special right now, and every once in a while we have new consultant sign-up specials. We do have one, it's called the stimulus package, because everyone has a stimulus package, and it's $179, and it's about $500 worth of product. So, and it's actually a different product that's in the $250 kit. So, it's not as big of a value as a $250 kit, but it's less to get started. Right. So I would either say the stimulus pack or the middle kit are your best options. So that's your startup cost. In addition to that, you don't have to have anything else to get out and do parties. But some things that you might want to have are business cards, a tote or something to carry your stuff around. Some people have little roller carts or roller suitcases. But again, those aren't necessary to do a party. Everything you need to do a party comes with your kit. Okay. So, those are the costs, and I'm going to actually give that to you for you to have that. So what other questions do you have for me right now?
Well, I mean, honestly, I just don't know if I could be fun enough, or, I mean, because you have, these things are, it seems like you have to have some kind of really fun, outgoing personality, and I'm not overly outgoing, so I'm just kind of wondering how that's going to work with my personality and being entertaining and stuff.
And that's actually a great question, because a lot of people worry about that. And I know this is going to sound very cliche, but the products sell themselves. The names of the products are going to make it sound like you're funny. Okay. Like we have a book called Tickle His Pickle. So, and I didn't show that at your party, but you could hold up the book and say, and we have a book called Tickle His Pickle. And everybody cracks up. Mm-hmm. And so they think you're really funny because the name of the book is funny.
Yeah.
We have a book called Ride 'em Cowgirl. You know, we have an edible cream called Delicious. You know, and when you say it, people crack up. So they think you're fun and funny. The other thing is, I think it's kind of a myth that passion parties is, you know, it's just there for party or entertainment. I personally run my business more as I'm an educator, and the entertainment part just is because the products are fun and the names of them are funny anyway. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you don't have to be a big entertainer. And we have games and stuff that if you want to play games, because some people like to have games. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's lists and lists of games. So you could go and play a game, and they're going to think you're fun and funny because you played this game with them. So I don't think it's a matter. And plus, you know, you told me that you were really likable and that you have a great personality, and people like that about you. So it just oh, and the other thing that's really great is once you start doing it, people will tell you stories that are really funny. So you hear it all.
Yeah.
So then you could just repeat those stories. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to be like, oh, you know, Ashley Wilkinson told me, but you could do like, oh, I had a customer at a party who said blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. Or like one time my husband went to the Air Force Academy. He took my little nephew, and my stuff was in the trunk. And you have to get searched going into the Air Force Academy. And so, you know, the guys with the big guns and everything, they open the trunk and they're like, what's in these bins? And my husband's like, oh my gosh. So they actually didn't even look. They're just like, okay, go on through. Yeah. But I tell that story at my parties, and people are like, oh, she's so funny. I'm like, I just repeated a story. Mm-hmm. So once you start meeting people and people tell you stories, you'll have things to say.
Okay.
So, what else?
I kind of keep coming back to the whole time thing. Mm-hmm. Like, when am I going to be able to fit the 20 hours in that I want to be able to fit into running the business? So,
how much time do you think it would take? Like, how much time do you think a party would take?
With travel time?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 3 hours.
Okay, yeah, and that's very average.
Okay.
So 3 hours. So 3 hours at a party. How many parties would you want to do in a month?
What do you average for your parties? Because if I want to do about $500 a week, how many parties does that take you?
That's probably, if you're just doing parties and not doing any like recruiting or anything, then that'd probably be 2 parties a week.
Okay.
So 2 parties a week. So that would be 6 hours doing parties. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, and it depends on, most people book parties from parties. Mm-hmm. You know, that's the easiest way to do it. When you're out of parties, then you have to, you know, they meet people and ask people. And I would say this is like a part-time, the 2 parties a week. Mm-hmm. 1 to 2 parties a week is a part-time. Okay. And I actually just made up like a little sheet with a job description that I will email to you. Okay. So you can kind of see at what level do I have to put that much time in. But at part-time, it's about 16 hours a week. Okay. And I have that broken down. So you can see, you know, training calls, calling people, stuff like that, where it would. So then you'll get more of a visual of how that'll work for you. So yeah, definitely 16 to 20 hours a week. If you're doing the right things during those 16 to 20 hours mm-hmm. and not, you know, wasting time, then you could definitely make what you want to make in that. Okay. And the thing is, having your own business, especially a direct selling business like this, it's flexible in that if things come up, you don't have to do 2 parties a week. You know, let's say you have a month where you're taking your family on vacation for 3 weeks and you miss all those parties. Mm-hmm. That's okay. You can make them up the next week. You can call people to do orders. It doesn't necessarily, don't always have to be doing parties.
Okay.
So what else?